In this video, I'm going to show you how to apply Firebase messaging in your Flutter application and receive notification in foreground and background. So let's see the demo, how it works, and I will show you how to implement them. So first, let's test the notification in foreground. I'm going to send the notification, click the token and click on test. We will receive the notification. Now I will close this notification and close the application entirely. There's no application right now, and if I click on send test message and click on this token, we will receive notification in background, and if I click on this notification, it will open our application. So in this video, I will show you how to receive simple notification in foreground and background, and in the next video, I will show you how to broadcast notification, how to send notification to a specific topic, how we can subscribe to a specific topic, and also how we can pass different data through notification and using that data in our application, and also open a specific page in our application. So if you face any problem in this video, just comment down and I will respond as soon as possible. And if you're new here, be sure to subscribe and like the video so you won't miss such amazing videos in the future. And now let's get started and see how we can do this. Alright, before we start writing code for this project, there are some prerequisites that you have to do it by yourself. First is you have to configure Firebase with your Flutter project. I will not show that in this video. I've already created a video on that. If you don't know how, I will link it in the description. You can go ahead, watch it and come back to this video. Next, make sure that you have a physical device with you to test this demo. Firebase cloud messaging does not work with emulators, so make sure you have a real device. Once you have these things ready, now we can start with this project. First, you have to come to pubspec YAML and add these three packages: Firebase core, Firebase messaging, and Flutter local notifications. You can get the latest version from the package. I will link them in the description. Once it's done, you can close this file, and now we can start writing code for receiving notification while in background and foreground. So first, I'm gonna create a folder called services, and inside here I'm gonna create a file called notification service.dart. Now here I'm gonna create a class called notification service, and inside this class, first variable will be a static instance of this class. This dot underscore makes it private, and this static instance will make sure that the instance of this class is created only once and can be accessed for the entire cycle of your application. Next, we need a variable for Firebase messaging instance. I'm going to import the package. One variable for local notifications. I'm going to import this package also, and then a boolean variable to check whether the notification is initialized or not. By default, it will be false. Now I'm gonna write a function to request permission. Inside here, I'm gonna request for notification permission using the Firebase messaging instance that we have. I've created a settings variable and then requested these permissions: alert, batch, sound, printed the status of permission in console. These codes can be found in the package also. If you come down to the package example, you can find all these codes, but I'm gonna use only the codes which is required for showing notification in foreground and background. There are a lot of settings that you can change in the Firebase messaging and also in the Flutter local notification, but for now I'm gonna just explain one by one, step by step, and make it easy for you. Next, I'm gonna write a function to set up notification for Android and iOS devices. So inside this function, first I'm gonna check if the Flutter notification is initialized or not. If it is initialized, we just return. Otherwise, we will initialize some settings. So first is for Android settings. So I'm gonna type Android setup. To show Android notification, we need channels. In the Android channel, we have to pass ID, name, and description, which is a unique key. And the importance we can pass as high, so we will get a notification anyways. Next, we have to pass this Android notification channel to Flutter local notification. So using this instance of Flutter local notification, we pass the platform specific Android, and then we create notification channel and then pass our channel variable. To show notification in Android, we also have to specify the icon for notification. So for now, we're gonna get the default Flutter icon from the mapmap/IC launcher. You can also change this to whatever you want. Now some settings for iOS. So I'm gonna type iOS setup. First, the initialization settings for iOS. When you receive a notification, you get the ID, title, body, and payload. in this method and you can do whatever you want in your iOS. Right now we are not testing in iOS, so I will leave this for you. You can test it by yourself. And finally, we have to pass these settings to initialization setting, Android, the Android settings that we have, and iOS, the iOS settings that we have. And once these platform specific notifications are done, we have to write code for Flutter notification. So here again we use local notification, which is the instance of Flutter local notification plugin. And then we pass the initialization setting that we have both iOS and Android inside this. And when a notification is received, what should be done? It will be inside this detail. We can handle the on tap of notification here. We probably do code for this later on if we have an example. And finally, once all these things is done, we just make the variable for is local notification initialized to true, because we just need to set these settings only once, and if it is true, we just return from this method. We don't have to do this every time. It is a one-time process. So this method is over. We can collapse it. Next, I'm gonna create a method that will take the notification message as parameter and then show that notification in Android or iOS. So our function will look like this. Remote message comes with Firebase messaging package, and this message will be sent from Firebase, and it will contain the notification or any data which comes with notification. So inside this remote message, we have two types of data. One is notification, which consists of title and a body message and probably an icon. Another is data. Data will contain more information. If you want to send more data through your notification, then that will be message.data. This is actually like a JSON type that you can send more data. So let's first focus on notification, then I will show you an example of data as well. While we get the notification data from this remote message in this variable, still we have to check if the Android specific data is exist or not, because Android operating system is checking for many other datas. If it's not available, then it doesn't show the notification at all, or it gets error. But in case of iOS, it is pretty straightforward. It will show notification if there is data. So that's why we don't create for iOS like we do for Android. If this is not null, then there's no problem with iOS also. And inside this, I'm gonna use local notification settings or variable that we have. All initialization is done already here. I'm gonna show the notification. So this will take the ID, title, body, and notification detail. So in the ID, I pass the hash code from notification. This will be unique. Then in the title and body, we pass whatever comes with notification title and body. And next we have the notification settings. This notification detail requires channel ID, channel name, description. These are important for Android. We have to pass them. For iOS, we just set the alert badge sound as true, and then the notification will just show up. And for payload, this is any extra information which is sent from the Firebase cloud messaging, except the title and body. It will be passed to local notification payload. We will later on see how we can use it or how we can show it in our screen. So now we have a method to show notification and we have a method to set up Flutter notification. Now what is remaining is a listener to listen to the messages or notification data which comes from Firebase. Now I have to write another function to handle message which comes from Firebase. Alright, this method will set up the message handler from Firebase. Inside this method, first we're gonna type the foreground. So this part will handle the foreground message. It means when our application is open, we can use Firebase messaging.onMessage.listen. So whenever a message comes, we will have it inside this variable, and passing this message to show notification method will show us a notification. Now we have to write some configurations for background. So for background message, we have this onMessage opened app.listen, and we have to write a function to handle message in background. So I'm gonna create this function down here. So for now, I've created a simple handler for background message. By default, if you click on a notification which comes in background, it will just open the application. But you can also pass extra data from your Firebase and specify which screen should be opened. In this case, we just check if message.data type is equals to chat, then we can open chat screen. And later on, I will test these features also. But for now, let's just focus on showing notification in foreground and background. And also we have a phase where the app is opened. So I'm gonna type opened app. So here we're gonna get the initial message and check if initial message is not null, then we pass it into the same method, and this method will check what we want to do with our. So let's say we open our application, it will take the data and then check which screen should we go, and from this condition it will take us to that screen. We need one more initialization method to call these methods when our application is first run. So before all these methods, I'm gonna create another method called, and this method will simply initialize all these methods that we have. So first I'm gonna request for permission. Next I'm gonna set up the message handler, and now remains the most important part of this tutorial, which is handling notification in background and how to prevent the Flutter application from killing our application in background. So above all the class and every code in the global level, we will create a function Firebase messaging background handler. This will be a global method. It should be outside the class, and from this we will call the instance and call the setup notification, which we have inside this class, and another one is show notification. So whenever we are in background and we receive a notification, we will pass that message into show notification that we have set up here. So this method is very important for background notifications and how we can make sure that this method should not be removed from our background services or code, because by default Flutter will remove some unnecessary codes from memory or from background to make your application size smaller and perform better. So we just want to keep this method in the background running, and for that we have to just paste this line of code. This will make sure that this method will not be removed from background. You can also find more detail about it in Firebase messaging. Now in the initialization method, we also have to pass this background handler. So we pass it in the Firebase messaging.on background message and pass this method. So with this, we're almost finished. But one last thing is we have to get the token for the current device. We need token for every device to send a notification for that device. And to generate a token, we can use Firebase messaging.get token, and it will get the current token for our device and it will be printed in the console. Now we can close this method also. And with this, we're ready to show notification in our application. But before, we have to do some configuration in our main application as well. So in our main method, we have to make sure the notification service is initialized. We will call this initialize method inside our notification class, and this method will do all the necessary and will call all the methods. So calling that in our main method before running our application is important to set up the notification. And also we have to initialize our Firebase. Now we're ready to run our application in our real device and see if we receive a notification or not. So for that, I'm gonna create a release APK for our application and then install it in my real device. And before we create an APK for our Flutter application, you have to come to the Android app build.gradle, and inside build.gradle, make sure you set the minimum SDK to 21, and then also you have to pass multi-digs enabled. After doing that, you can close it. So to create an APK file for our Flutter application, first we have to open command prompt. We can simply type flutter build APK. Once the APK file is created, I'm gonna connect my Android device to the PC and then allow transfer. After that, I'm gonna open this APK by pressing Ctrl and click on this APK file, and then from here I'm gonna reveal in Explorer and copy this APK release. Inside the alarms, I'm gonna delete everything and paste my APK here. Now I'm gonna connect to my Android device wirelessly. Alright, this is my Android device screen right now. If you don't know how to connect your Android device to your laptop and screencast your device, I have a video on that. I will link it in the description. You can watch that later on. But now let's install the APK. And here I'm gonna install the APK. Now I'm gonna open the application. So we have our simple application which says hello in the center, and if we go to our code, we have only hello in here. If we want to test our application and we want to send notification from Firebase, we need FCM token, and right now this application is running in the release mode and it's not a debug mode. While we had written a code for printing the token for us, but right now there's no debug. How we can check this FCM token from the console in our release APK? So to do that, you have to make sure that your device is connected wirelessly. Again, if you don't know, you have to watch the video, and then you can come to terminal and write this simple command, flutter logs. Now this will show all the logs which will happen in your Android device. So in this case, I'm gonna have to close my application and open it again to get the token. So I'm gonna open the application again, and you can see here now we have the permission status authorized and the FCM token is here. I'm gonna copy this FCM token and go to my Firebase project. So in the Firebase, you have to come to the run, and inside the run you have messaging. When you click the messaging, you will have this screen. After that, you have to click on create your first campaign, and here you click on Firebase notification message and click on create. So in here you can type in the title. So this is the title and body message. I'm gonna click on send, and here, right here, you will be asked to provide the FCM token. So we have the token from our device. I'm gonna paste it, click on add, and if I click on test, we should receive notification. So I'm gonna open the device also. Right now I have the application running in here, and if I click on test, we should get a notification. You can see notification says Flutter notification, title, test, and the body. So now I want to close this application completely. I will clear the notification and I will close this application from background. Now we are in background. I want to send notification and see if we get it or not. So I'm going to click on test, and we got notification. You can see here there's notification, and if we click on this notification, it will open our application. So that's it for this video, and this is how we can show Firebase notification in your Flutter application in background and foreground. In the next video, I'm planning to explain more topics like subscribing to a specific topic, sending notification to all the devices, and also opening a specific page by clicking on the notification. So if you face any problem in this video, make sure to comment down and I will try to respond as soon as possible. And if you're not subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe so you won't miss such amazing videos in the future. And with that being said, I will see you in the next video.